Hello and welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon. I am Chris Cavalier. We're going to start off with the story of Zaumzes. Zaumzes was a small and not particularly handsome child. He was often picked on by the toddling bullies. One day he fought back, and they used his own fist to beat him senseless. After that, Zaumzes retreated and lived a life as a hermit, plotting all the while. On his 16th name day, he decided it was time to exact his revenge. Every moment spent tinkering and studying, he had come into the possession of a rare item. He went into town and found these bullies picking on a similar target as himself, a small teenager that had yet to have their colt years in their past. Zaumzes hid in the shadows of a building and pulled out and removed a vial with a stopper. A mist came forth, a verdant hue that obscured vision. As it approached the bullies, the mist changed into something worse. The mist transformed into a swarm of ravenous baboons with blue faces and red asses. They assaulted the bullies with a vengeance. Zaumzes feared for his life after the bullies were slain and fled. He found himself tagging along to answer a summons to the caretaker's village, where insanity reigned. The vengeful parents would never find Zaumzes in a den of madmen. And that is the story of Zaumzes, the unleasher of baboons on bullies. Alright, so I have a party picked out. I've went and picked up some additional skills in the guild, so that is going to pay off for us, I think. And what my primary goal for our mission is going to be is to get our last 4 deeds. We are 4 short, and then we can have our hero barracks of a size of 25, which would add, I believe, 4 more roster spots, and then we will start focusing on other things in the hamlet. So let's go ahead and embark. Okay, so we're going to go with Bogtaz. Bogtaz is currently suffering from lethargy, a disease. It's going to give him a -4 speed. He is slow anyway, so I think that's probably not going to be of major concern. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what we have for items. Let's go ahead and remove, reorganize, shift, and do all that stuff. Highwayman, do we actually want to sell one of these? I don't think we need to quite yet. Let's get some accuracy for Bogtaz. I know he somewhat suffers from such things. And let's give him the heavy boots. I think he is good to go. For Zark, our bounty hunter, I think we'll give him the warrior's bracers. He will focus on his melee skills. And then we will also give him a survival guide. Then Zaumzes. Let's see, what do I want to give you? What can we give you? We could give you some ranged accuracy, but we're not going to do that. Some bleed resist, wouldn't be bad. Increased bleed chance would be worthless on him. So let's go ahead and just give him another survival guide. I do like having the double scout chance. We're going to give our ranged accuracy bonus to one of our newest members of our roster. It's Keniel. She is an arbalist. She has the green trousers, which has nothing to do with the poisonous vial and the mist that Zaumzes unleashed back in his younger days. Okay, so we could give somebody a bleed resist. She is 0 level. She's also a back row type of girl, so she's in rank 4, so I think we will go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and take a look to see what skills we have. Let's go start off with Bogtaz. So we're going to have Chop, we're going to have Hew, we're going to have Withstand, and Solemnity. Do we want to change any of this around? No, we're good. Let's see. How about you, buddy? How about you? Come hither. Let's get rid of the come hither. Let's go ahead and pick up uppercut, maybe? Uppercut? Yeah, because we're not going to have a whole lot of stuns going on, so let's go with uppercut and go with finish him. We're also going to go with the mark target. We have a few different ways to mark targets in this group, which should always be lots of fun. So maybe we'll switch around Zaumzes a little bit and actually give him the vulnerability, which also marks a target, lowers their dodge chance. Try to focus and see if we can make this work for us. And then our sniper, we want to go with sniper shot. She could go with the marked target as well. Let's see, blind fire and bandage. Or do I want to pick up Bola? Bola can be kind of nice. for close ranks, and of course the suppressing fire is nice for shooting back into the depths of the enemy ranks. But typically when we have rear ranks, I think we're going to want to use our sniper shot, so I'm mainly concerned about when we have just somebody in the front rank. So the bola would be an option, or the blind fire. You know, I'm thinking let's go with the bola. So we're good to go. So we are going to be doing a medium dungeon. I believe it's the first medium dungeon we have run in this particular playthrough, so there will be a few things that are different if you are not familiar. We're going to have a firewood, so we can make a camp during our quest. We also have a lot more provisions that are available to us for going deeper into the dungeon, so I think we may just go with 16 torches. I don't know if that's light or not. It's been a while. We are going to go with plenty of food, however, as that tends to be something that you can run out of. We'll go with 3 shovels, because I think if we went 5, maybe let's go with 4. If we went with 5, we'd actually have to start a new pile. You know, maybe go with 3 or 4 of those. Maybe go with 1 of those. Maybe let's go with 2. We'll leave out a key, so we're going to need to make some money, because we're spending pretty heavily here. So anyways, that's what we're going to give a try. Let's make it happen. Now I also have to try to remember where exactly do I want the volume so we can get the full effect.
I knew all these paths once. Now they're as twisted as my own ambitions.
There we go. Let's take a quick look at the map. It does not look like it is too ranging about. So what could we do? We could go up, down here, go around over there, and then when we go back, we'd have some retread, if you will. So let's go ahead and just give that a go. And once we get up here, we can actually see further down that path. A map inside. Excellent. I like it. So there was a lot up there, and we need to explore 90% of the rooms. I'm almost tempted to go back just so we can avoid this wall, because that room doesn't look like it's too exciting. So let's see if we can't do that. Okay, so somebody took a little bit of stress, but that's not too bad. Ooh, some extra torches. Gotta like that. Some extra light so Zaumzis can study the wicked portents.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright, Zark feels a little bump in the night. Let's see here, what do we want to do? He has been deadly. Absolutely deadly with his sacrificial stab versus Eldritch. It does a bonus damage. Let's go ahead and work on that. I know we're set up to do the marking thing, but I think we'll be alright. Let's go ahead and clear him out so we don't have to deal with that.
Destroy them.
We're working on it, Caretaker. We're working on it. Yeah, Bog Taz. He has an iron chest, buddy. You don't stand a chance. Look at that.
Enemy crumbles.
Most definite crumbling.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dismal fall.
Alright, we gotta jump on these fools. Let's go ahead and work on them. We're gonna go ahead and throw the tentacles on the ladies. The ladies love the tentacles, from what I hear. Word's gotten round. The cultists like the tentacles. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just focus fire on the ladies. We're gonna give them the attention first, basically. Try to take them out. So we could not quite make it happen. Let's see here, Bogtaz. Maybe you will just weaken them a little bit. Announce yourself with your chest sticking out, claiming your leprosy. That'll keep them away. At least I can imagine. Okay, so I think the tentacle thing is played out pretty well. Let's go ahead and just do a little sacrificial stab. He's just getting some blood so he can make another weird concoction. So we can summon more tentacles. Okay, what's going to be our better damage here? It looks like, what is this here? Our collect bounty. So we're not marking any targets. His bleed is not too bad. You know, we could do a heal here and then rely on Bogtaz to finish him off. And I think let's do that. Look at that! Keniel, very nice heal. Who knew? Who knew? Bogtaz with authority.
Foolish cowards, brought low and driven into the mud.
In the mud. Okay, so this I think will just reduce some stress. And now that I'm thinking about it, I wish I wouldn't have done it to him because he's probably our trap disarmer. And they tend to pick up a little bit extra of stress relief due to that ability. Okay, so it's already been looted. Most unfortunate. Again, I'm just trying to keep the torchlight above 75. I know that it's going to lessen our loot to some degree, but I like to see where I'm going in the dark. I can only assume they do as well. And if you have the means, who's going to run around in the dark? Let's go ahead and go with our sacrificial stab. Who do we want? Well, a 65% chance. You know, we could try to lessen his dodge chance to try to clear him out. Let's do that. So now his dodge chance has been spit. Except for he spit on us as well. Come on, zombies. You need to dodge that stuff. The grave nibble. The grave nibble is not very sexy at all. In fact, I would say people avoid it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that marked target. Very nice, Keniel. And Bogtaz will finish off the maggot.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, what's your problem? Okay, so you're just talking smack, but your heart exploding. Okay, we went ahead and used a shovel. Dig up a grave, you know, it's what we do. Alright, here we got a good mixture. We got some skull testicle things on these fungal artillery. We have these guys, which are really into the grabby. Let's go ahead and throw down our tentacles. You know, that was not very effective. They have some protection now. I gotta remember that they were buffed a little bit. So, knowing that, what do we want to focus on now? Maybe we focus on you, because we might have a chance at taking you out before things get too crazy. We could mark somebody, or we could... Let's see, the Bola would go here, do some damage. Well, that was impressive. Okay, Bogtaz, what can you do? Can you actually get in here and potentially kill him? You have a chance, just not a good one. Okay, does this mark? I don't think that one marks. Just does the blight. Now we got the gropey, and of course he always goes for the second rank. Pretty much. Another one. Jeez, what's your blight at? 2 damage for 2 more rounds. It's not very nice of them, is it? Wow, what a hit! Nice job, Zark. I probably should have had you drink some juice. Let's go ahead and get a heal on you. Not very impressive with that heal. Another escape cloud. Okay. We got some blight going on. Do we need to get a heal on you? You know, we might need to get another heal on you. Or I could have marked. Would have been another option. Okay. Anti-venom. Now. You're going to be alright. Come on, Bogtaz. Man up. You can heal yourself. We can give you some blight resistance. Yeah, you're good. Just need to chill. Okay. Zark. Zark, you're going to go in there and try to finish him. Good job. Collect that bounty. Where are you at? 10? You know, we may need to get a heal on you. We could mark him as well, would be another option. Now maybe let's mark and try to get some increased damage. This could be brutal. So healing him was also a very good option, I think. You go in there and start working on him. You are going to have to definitely get a heal on Zark. Good job, Keniel. Back to Zark with a marked target. Collect bounty. Does plus 90% damage versus marked targets. He is also human, although he doesn't look human. He's a human eldritch that has gone fungal. Which is kind of like going...
Success. So
I don't know, it's like going viral, except for
or is it merely
it's not quite as nice, I guess. Okay, so we are suffering a great amount of damage. So we can go up here and explore it and then turn around. It should be uneventful. Bogtaz has finally through the disease. Let's see, for this we want to use our medicinal herbs. We should get additional food. So we get some food that we don't have any place to put, so we're going to go ahead and have a little cheeseburger buffet. And just get a little bit of healing in. Nice. I like it. We're good. Okay, so there should be nothing here, and then we will need to turn around and make our way back up. Would be the definitive direction up. Otherwise known as north. Or, actually, it is just up. There is no cardinal directions in here. So I guess it's up. Up, left, right, and down. The classic directions. Okay, so we are picking up a little bit of stress from covering the same ground again. Doing the do-over. We're doing the do-over. Okay. Finally some new territory. Zoomsies, what do you find in said pack? Anti-venom, gold, excellent. Good job. You will make amends for your terrible curse. Pop a torch, enter this room in full light. We're going to have some action up ahead in the following room. Alright. Do we want to munch some food before we go into this room? I think we'll risk it. We'll risk it. We will brave the darkness. Okay, look at this. More ladies. And you know what we do with the ladies? We throw them the tentacles. Oh! They heard about it. They heard about that tentacle thing and they dodged. That is most unfortunate. Let's see here. We could try taking one out with a combination marked target. Or we could just try to go in there and start smashing them, because you get a bonus versus humans. You get a bonus versus stunned. For some reason I don't think you're going to be able to finish them, though. Although Bogtaz may, so I think... Let's go ahead and get him rolling a little bit. Let's see here. What do you want to have you do? You could do the bola and maybe finish him. No, not quite. And it just kind of messed up our order a bit. So let's go ahead and try to clear some out with a hew. Nice job, Bogtaz. Good job. Throwing that rusty, broken-tipped bastard sword or whatever you got. Uh-oh. They're lowering... I think they're lowering the light level when they're doing that. Yeah, they must have. You can't rend. Can't rend what's made of steel. You foolish brawler. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Zoomsies, what are you gonna do? You're not a front row guy. But you got front row style. I like that. Very nice. Okay, let's get in here and try to finish some of these cultists. Let's go ahead and do our bola maneuver. Very nice. You know, she has a little bit of bondage BDSM in her. You know, throwing the bola, tying things up. And then we just leave the lady for last. And Bogtaz finishes her off. Good job.
This expedition at least promises success.
Let's get people back in a righteous order. Okay, we're going to send you at this. We did not bring any keys. And we have not found any. Okay, so now we need to make decisions. Well, we can pop a torch and then pick that up. I think that's probably a decent maneuver. What do we got up here? So we're going to have a wall and then an empty room. How much you gonna bleed? Don't just stand there and bleed, Bogtaz.
A victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
He is malformed. That's just plain rude, Caretaker. Just plain rude. The poor guy is suffering. And you're insulting him. Okay, if we can do a shift left click, we get rid of that. Let's see, 500 Gs. You know, that may be worth picking up. The question is, what would we want to get rid of to pick that up? You know, we could dump the bust, or we could dump the jade. You know, I'm not so concerned about the bust right now. So let's go ahead and dump those, pick up the onyx. Can trade that for a good time in town, or for additional loot stuffs. So I think we're going to go to the right first and clear that out. What'd you find, Zark? Oh, not too bad. We didn't have to clear any inventory space, so that's good. You chose wisely, Zark. Okay, here we go. Some fungals and one cultist. How did you ever get tied up with them? Or do the cultists do rituals that turn themselves into fungal artilleries and scratchers? Who knows? Okay, so last time I think this was not so effective. The question is, do I want to try it again? They have some protection. We could also go with our sacrificial stab. Let's see, they are eldritch, so maybe we want to do that instead of... Well, that does bonus versus eldritch too. Let's go ahead and do the tentacles. Everybody loves the tentacles. You got to do it. Can't even believe it took me that long to even make a decision on that. I mean, it's the tentacles. Come on. Okay, I think we're going to try to go back row and get him. Wow, nice, Zark. That was a beautiful hit. Gonna have to put you on my Valentine's list or something. Get you one of those little hearts that say, I don't know, kill stuff for me. Could be something like that, right? Nice job, Keniel. Okay, we actually do maybe need to think about heals. I guess I should have been considering that. Yeah, you go ahead and try to clear them out a little bit. Like you're gonna rend our buddy Bogtaz. Let's see here. You know, we really should start getting some heals on people. As unexciting as that is, that's a very nice heal. I'm gonna reduce some stress. Let's see here. You go ahead and try to finish him off. Very nice, Zark. Zark with the stoic grin. Which is noted by ... Okay, maybe she will do another heal. Let's put it on Zark. Keep the big boy alive. Okay, what can you do? Maybe we want to have you go ahead and heal yourself. Heal thyself, Bogtaz, and you will be blessed in the eyes. Okay, we could heal again. You know, might as well. 18 crit heal. Very nice, Zaumzis. Okay, so now we actually need to start clearing people out. Wow, a 14 crit. Called your bluff, friend. Friend indeed. Okay, so we can either go with a heal, or let's go ahead and do the old bondage trick. The bola bola. Okay, so we definitely want to pick up these deeds.
Push on to the task's end.
End. Okay, so what do we want to dump to make room for these 4 deeds? Because I like me some deeds. We could... You know, we have all kinds of stuff that we're just holding on to and not making use of, so let's go ahead and use some of that, because I can see that we're going to have an excess, if you will. We could... No, we need crests early. Later on in the game, crests become less important. I think we may just dump the jade and then pick up the deeds, and then of course we're going to open this up, and who knows what we may find in here. Uh-oh. We're blighted, but that's okay. We brought lots of anti-venom. We were prepared. Okay, what do we have for percentage here? 60, 100, 70, 50. I'm tempted to have Zoomzies go after it just to reduce some of his stress. Because Zark, he'd have the best chance, but he also has no stress to relieve, and he can take some damage in case he does fail. Let's go for it. Zoomzies, you're up. Nice job. I knew all that tinkering that you did, all that studying of buffoonery, wondrous items would pay off. Which actually has absolutely no bearing on the game. For anybody that's watching and thinking, geez, there's baboons in this game. I love this game. No, it's just simply his really weird backstory. Which has relevance, possibly, to somebody, but certainly not to anybody in the game. Alright. On the home stretch. Stretching it towards home. Okay, so we should have a fairly uneventful hallway. Gonna run into a torch. I like a torch. Yes. Stroke the goatee. You gotta stroke the goatee if you have it. Okay, so what are we at for percentages for this one? 70. You know, Zoomzies, we're gonna send you in again. Nice job. Picking up some stress relief. I like it. So I think this room was uneventful. And what do we got next? So we have 2 rooms. We need to explore 90% of them. I think we've all gone in all but one. So maybe let's try this one first. See if that'll end it, and then we can avoid that last combat. Let's go ahead and throw some anti-venom in the tree. Oh, so we cannot pick up the last of the citrine. The question is, what do we want to do? You know, we could dump 12 food. We could also eat a bunch of this food. I think is probably an equally good idea. Okay, so we cleared out some of that food. We're going to go ahead and pick up the citrine. And then we will move forth. Sally forth as we siege this last room. Okay, so now what we can do is we are going to continue our adventure. We are a full inventory. We can, however, use this firewood to make a camp. Of course, you need to right-click it, not left-click it, like I tried.
The battle may yet be won.
Okay, so there are going to be a couple different parts to this. For one, we have our repast, and we're going to take our 8 food option. It's going to give us plus 25 health, which we don't need, but we can use the minus 10 stress reduction. If you eat no food, you're going to pick up stress. If you have only 2 food, it's basically break even. And then full food will give us some extra health, but no stress relief. So, anyways, we're primarily doing this to get some stress relief. This picture, unspeakable commune. Zoomzies with the tentacles. He is a lover indeed. Okay, so he could reduce his own stress. It would increase his companion stress. Probably not the best maneuver. What can you do? So you can reduce the stress of 1 companion. You know, we may have you do that. Let's see, you're at 5, you're at 8. Let's go ahead and give it to Bogtaz. Zark, what do you got? You could scout ahead, which you don't need. You could do a damage buff. Okay, I think yours are not so useful at this moment. You could actually have reduced your own stress, so I know now that I made a major bad decision. And then you could encourage somebody and reduce Keniel's stress. And we're out of here. So we don't have to finish our rest here. Because if we do a respite, we may enter into combat, so we can just hit... Oh, maybe they changed that. Did they change that? I think they did. I did not know that. Did not know. So, the question is, what do we want to do? I can't believe we can't get out of here. Very interesting. Very interesting. We don't need to use the rest of these. Why can't we leave? Why click not work? Do we actually need to spend all these? Okay. So now it looks like we probably can leave. So we can rest. But oddly enough, we cannot complete the quest from here anymore. We used to be able to. I am blessed with good health for today, at least. And we just want to leave. Okay. So that changed from the last time that I took a camp. Unharried indeed. I prefer not to be harried. Bogtaz picks up flawed release, minus 3% to his crit range skills, which I don't know if he even has any range skills. He has a death blow resist now, which is good. And Zoomsies is evasive, plus 5 dodge. That is a good one for him.
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of moves.
Polyphie is now cured of her disease. I'm sure news spread throughout the entire land of such great fortune on her part. Because she has her deviant tastes. So now she's kind of a topic of discussion, if you will, around the hamlet. Okay, so we have now 35 deeds, 46 crests. We're going to go in here, and we are going to increase the size of our hero barracks to 25.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
Even here? That sounded a little bit condescending, caretaker. You better change your tone. Change your tone, or I will change it for you. Okay, so now let's see here. I think we already have one grave robber, and I believe her name is it Tifiana? Yes, it is. Let's see, we could pick up an additional Vestal, we could pick up an additional Leper. However, those are really not the classes I was hoping to get. You know, the Leper's alright. You know, I can't really complain. I thought I sorted these guys by class, by level. Sort them by class, so I can see better. Yeah, we already have 2 Lepers. We don't, you know, we're not starting a, I don't know, where the heck do you put lepers? We're not starting a leprosy colony. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not the goal of this particular playthrough. We could pick up an additional Vestal, but we have 3 Occultists and we have 3 Vestals. I think we're probably good. So we are going to sit tight. Now we may even potentially boost this up just so we get a better variety, but it's probably not that important. This is usually like the one thing that I don't ever fully upgrade. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, so now we can actually start looking at doing some other fun things with our deeds, like making our weapons better, or making our armor better. I think the first thing I'd generally like to do is make our weapons better so we can kill stuff faster.
Every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel.
Exactly. So anyways, I think that is a good spot to stop up. I'd like to thank you all for watching The Darkest Dungeon. And if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you have any comments, any suggestions for my questionable playstyle, go ahead and leave that in the comments. I do appreciate any type of comments. And again, if you want to name a character, rename a character, give someone a biography, go for it. And I'll read it in the next video, as I try to make this as fun as possible. And I kind of view it as a kind of a, you know, like a role-playing game. You know, and all the stress relief just kind of adds to it, makes it a little bit more fun. But at heart, I am a tabletop gamer, and making stories out of everything is kind of the fun part of playing, you know, a majority of these games. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching.